Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Lemon Live at 5. We're so glad that you're here. Thank you. Sitting around, all of us, as we have been doing, minding our own black, white, brown, yellow, purple business. But Congress and the folks in DC just won't give it a rest. And they're really playing around with Americans' lives, playing around with the paycheck, livelihoods, all of that. So we're coming to you live today. Usually we don't go live on Fridays because we know you're out doing your own thing. It is Friday. You don't want to have to deal with some of this stuff. And I know a lot of you are really sick of dealing with politics. As a matter of fact, tell me if you are, because what I had noticed in our engagement is that folks are not really engaging that much on the political. They're engaging more on other things. Okay. Too much guy news before that guy even gets in power. Thank you. Allowing others to shine. By the way, our members who are up now, our members who are there, they get the priority. So Kristen Thompson says sociopaths. I don't know about that. Hey, Don Lemonheads. So this is what I want to tell you about. We want to tell you what's going on because at any moment now, they said they could have a decision on whether our government will shut down, which will bring part of the country, at least for some of the workers, it will bring it to a halt. People won't be getting paid, our military people, many people who work for the federal government. So that's what we are coming to you live for. So I'm keeping an eye, as I am now, on what's happening in Washington. And let's just I'll put up what's happening in Congress, and you're going to know. Just show them, Andy, what we have. And when this billboard comes down, then you know it's some serious stuff. Right? So it says this is the 118th Congress. They're going to have the 119th Congress in January. The House is in recess, subject to the call of the chair. And so it is believed that the chair is going to call at any moment. And we got a lot of things to update you on. We've been speaking to the people in Washington. A congressperson who said about 10 minutes ago that they got a call saying, let's caucus. And that is a Democratic person. So that means we could be in business. So let me just give you some information before you and I sit and talk for a little bit, and then I figure out what's on your mind. So tell me where you're streaming from this evening. Hello, everybody. I appreciate it. This morning was fantastic, by the way, the engagement. I thank you for everything. I thank you for your support of independent media. I thank you for hitting the thumbs up, the likes, the hearts, for smashing the screen, and for whatever it is, however it is that you are supporting us. Tina Cooper, welcome to the Lemon Nation. I love the members that we are getting. Hello to Beth Bear. Hello, Suzanne Watambi. Don, oh, wow, from Hawaii. It's what time? It's kind of late in Hawaii. Isn't Hawaii like plus, what is Hawaii? Plus 5, 6? Hawaii's plus something. Or is it behind us? I forget, it's behind. So let us know. So it's not actually that late. It's in the afternoon there. My bad. Merced, California. Fairy Cat 1971. Appreciate it. Lake Jackson, Texas. Christine is from Detroit. Thaddeus is from Mississippi. Andrea Pinkney is from Deer Park, Texas. Winky Campbell, St. Louis. Miriam Walton, new happy weekend, Don. Richmond, Virginia here, a member. Nebraska Realtor, Omaha. Maureen Marfell says, Don, so glad we have you reporting the facts. Thank you, Maureen. Maureen is where? He's San Francisco, right, Maureen? Eric Brooks is in Detroit. Omaha, Nebraska Realtor. Nebraska Realtor is in Omaha, as I said. Carol Hamilton is in Bothwell, Washington. And I'm pointing out our members here. Gina Gonzalez, Galveston, Texas. Beth Collier, Orchard Park, Buffalo, New York. Gregory Wigfall, Charlotte, North Kakalaki, North Carolina. Debbie Navarro, good afternoon. Debbie, it's good afternoon where you are. Good afternoon from San Antonio, Texas. And then we have, wow, Beauty for Ashes 8 is from Texas. So anyway, I'm done shouting you guys out for now. I'll shout you out in a little bit, but make sure you hit the thumbs up and we appreciate it. So welcome to the Don Lemon Show. This is Lemon Live at 5. We come on now on the stream. I used to say come on the air, but we come on the stream now. We're streaming with you for some breaking news. Just moments ago, the beleaguered House Speaker Mike Johnson released a text. He said the latest edition of the CR, which is a continuing resolution that Republicans could vote on, and they could do it at any minute. It is 118 pages. which is a fraction of the size of the original 1,000+ page CR. I think they said it was like 1,500 pages. Yes, everyone's like 1,500 pages, too much for me to read. So now this is 118 pages. I hope they can read and get through it. I hope that they took this. What was her name? The speed reading. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember her name? That used to do the speed reading, and then there was a typing class. It'll come to me. Anybody can remember that course. What was the name of that woman who did a speed reading and you could get the information? It wasn't even online. You had to take a course. I think it was like an internet course.
Was it Mavis Beacon?
Nope, not Mavis Beacon. It was like Gloria somebody or what was her name? Anyways, so hopefully they took some speed reading class. Someone in the chat will know what I'm talking about. Evelyn Woods, Lenny Chris for the win. Evelyn Woods, Lenny Chris, I love you. A member as well. So is Neil Mazer. Evelyn Wood, speed reading. Did that work? Who was it? Dale Carnegie was something else. Hamilton. That wasn't Dale Carnegie. Evelyn Woods, Pamela Andrews, Lisa G, Janet Davis, Ann Marcel. Mavis Beacon was a typing tutor. Okay, so maybe that was Mavis Beacon. But there was also another one that was a typing. It was someone who did the typing. Cortez Peters did typing. Evelyn Wood was speed reading. I think Evelyn Wood like taught you how to read like down the center of the page. I forget what it is. And then my mom, do they even teach shorthand anymore? Can anybody do Evelyn Wood reading dynamics? Dave B, thank you. Does anyone do shorthand? My mom took shorthand and she used to try to teach me shorthand and I could never, that was like a thing. So for you young people, they don't get cursive. We had cursive. Some people had to get shorthand. They don't even get shorthand. We had to do typing without letters on the keys. Nobody does that. If you ask people where the letters on the keys, I bet they wouldn't even know now. Yeah, shorthand. Pittman shorthand. Shorthand. Yeah. Yep. My ex could, says Kurt Bonnet. Okay, so listen, I'm going to start, just so you know, court reporters do that, East Maine. Yeah, my mom was a legal secretary, so she knew how to do that. So the reason I'm asking you this is I'm killing time a little bit because I'm hoping they're going to vote, and I'm hoping that we're going to have some information for you. But also, I have to prioritize our members. Our members, I'm going to start shouting you out. Winky Campbell says, QWERTY. Yes. Well, that QWERTY is, that's the typing is QWERTY. If you look at the top row of your keyboard is QWERTY. That is what we were taught. QWERTY. Okay. So let me see. I'm getting some information now. I just want to make sure. Also, I have an update for you on my family member. And I went to see the one family member. And so, yeah, and producers are going to send you something that we're going to put up before too long so that folks can see. And producers, if you're listening, you get to decide which ones you want to put up. I'm just going to send you all of them. And that way, again, you can decide. But I think we need to get something up because the folks want to know. Okay, I will get back to the show. And I'm also getting some information again from the folks who are out there. Okay, so here's the thing. It was 1,000 pages, now it's 118 pages. So let's hopefully they took the Evelyn Wood speed reading course, as I said. And Elon Musk has already criticized the new version on Twitter, insinuating that it's a, quote, Democrat bill. Democrat bill. It's interesting how folks all of a sudden it become the way that they pronounce Democrat instead of Democratic. Okay. Let's see. Can we put this up on the screen that we're getting? And apparently there's a vote. That's why I'm looking at it. Sorry, this is from Punchbowl. Producers, if you see Peter sent it. The new bill is out. Votes on the new CR expected at between 5 and 5:30, which is now. Between 5 and 5:30, which is now. That is what is up on the screen. I'm going to read some of the document. here. I'm not going to do the speed reading. Making further continuing appropriation for the fiscal year ending in September 30th of 2025 for other purposes enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, too much to read. Excerpts are expressly provided. Otherwise, any reference to this act continued in any division of the act shall be treated as referring only to the provisions. Anyway, it just goes on. So it is out now. And they did not break it up as they said, as they had wanted to. And that is why the folks who were denouncing the bill before, as Elon Musk, who wanted to break it up into 3 parts, that's why they're not liking it. And they're calling it a Democrat bill. Should be a Democratic bill because that would be proper. Okay, my producers are reading the text of the CR now. They are reading it, all the information. So, Peter and guys, let me know what's in it if you get it. House Republicans have decided on a path forward. They're relying on Democrats to pass a bill that doesn't include a debt limit measure pushed by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. So Republicans now are realizing that they need Democrats. Mike Johnson is realizing that he needs Democrats. Mike Johnson has realized a couple times he's done it, and his speakership has been in jeopardy. Last time there was a debt ceiling vote, Mike Johnson almost got in trouble, almost lost his speakership because he was working with Democrats, and they didn't like it. Okay? And so now not only do Republicans have to deal with the Freedom Caucus, a really conservative portion of the party, wing of the party, they've got to deal with the Elon, Vivek, even Trump, the MAGA folks. They've got to deal with that. And people who are not elected officials. So it adds another degree of difficulty on top of what has been difficult for Republicans. It's hard for them to govern anyways. So now they've got other folks meddling in their business, and they are going to have to reckon with that. So that is the only reason I say fasten, not the only reason. One of the reasons I say fasten your seatbelts. Looks like they are debating now. That's what I'm told, Debbie. That's what we've been telling you. They are debating now. Okay. And for those of you, I see that some of the things have been retracted, either retracted or if members are, if the moderators are taking it down. We don't care. We don't mind if there are people who disagree with us as long as it's not harsh or rude or name calling or trolling. Totally fine with it. We want dissenting voices here. Don't get many. I wish we would get more people who do it, but who do it respectfully. And that's tough. Quite frankly, like some of the folks I get on the TikTok when I go on, very respectful. Once you get on and speak to them, once you start having a conversation with them, they become very respectful. But the keyboard warriors, they get rude, but we don't care. We don't give a crap. Do your thing. You be rude, be a small person in your mama's basement, in your dirty underwear and sweatpants or whatever it is. Okay, so House Republicans have decided on this path forward. It is not the one that Donald Trump and Elon Musk wanted. They voted in their closed-door conference meeting today on the strategy. That's according to more than a dozen Republicans leaving that meeting. In addition to funding the government until March 14th, the plan will also include a 1-year bill extension and the $110 billion in disaster aid package that Republicans negotiated with Democrats. This is a very fast-moving story, and I will be breaking down all the news for you as we get it throughout the hour. Okay? Moments ago, Mike Johnson speaking to the media. Watch. He's a House Speaker.
Unified Republican conference. There is a unanimous agreement in the room that we need to move forward. I will not telegraph to you the specific details of that yet because I've got a couple of things I got to wrap up in a few moments upstairs, but I expect that we will be proceeding forward. We will not have a government shutdown, and we will meet our obligations for our farmers who need aid, for the disaster victims all over the country, and for making sure that military and essential services and everyone who relies upon the federal government for a paycheck is paid over the holidays. I'll give you the more details here in just a few moments.
Have you talked to President-elect Trump about this? Have you talked to the President?
Okay, so here's the thing. That was a very good question. They said, have you talked to President Trump about this? Because they are relying on President Trump and also on the Twitter influence and Twitter influencer and owner to speak about it. to speak on it or tweet on it. That's what they are expecting. And so far, Elon Musk doesn't like it. We'll see if Donald Trump likes it. He said we are expected. He didn't say it was a done deal, because it's not. And I think even at this point, considering what's happening in Washington, until it is signed, I would say don't believe it, because they can F this up. I'm telling you. And if Mike Johnson, if it's on the verge that he's going to lose his speakership, maybe he'll have a backbone and say, I'm going to do what's right for the American people, or maybe he'll do what's right and easy for his political power. Beth Collier says President Musk. Yeah. Diane Cox, just to go off a little bit, you said QWERTY is the home row in typing. It's actually not. The home row is ASDFJKL semicolon. That's the home row. QWERTY is just the name of it, I guess, because that's the way the keys are arranged. But the home keys are ASDFJKL semicolon. That's what I was taught in typing school. Now, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I'm just saying. Did he talk to President Musk, says Gregory Wigfall? That is a very good question. Did he? I don't know. And there you go. Janelle Reuter says QWERTY is the home row in certain countries. Okay, I'll buy that. Look, I'm not a typing expert. I just remember my home row being ASDFJKL semicolon. And then QWERTY, because it would be weird. Wouldn't that be weird if you had to? I think the key's that high to have but I guess some people do. I don't know. You are right, Don. You are right. You are right. The home keys, Marie Maniscalco. You are right, says Angela. Vasanita says yes. Vas Santha says yes. Yeah. This is Nico Republic says, this is super boring, Don. I know. That's why I'm talking to you, because until they vote, what can we say? We can just talk here and we can figure out. I can tell you what I know. I can also tell you what a shutdown actually means. As a matter of fact, I like having people who are part of the digital and streaming and social world, because I think it feels more real than playing all those sound bites from people, especially the people who show up on the those glossy desks on cable news, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
So as we vote on this CR, let's keep this in sight.
Live.
America first.
Let's listen.
And to all, a good night. And I yield back.
America
the gentleman
first.
Yields. The gentleman from Oklahoma reserves. The gentlewoman from Connecticut.
Reserve.
Gentlewoman reserves. Gentleman from Oklahoma.
I would advise my friend I'm prepared to close whenever she is.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman from Connecticut.
If the gentleman would understand that I'm waiting for a reserve, but someone else was coming to speak. If you just.
I would ask the speaker to inquire how much time we have on each side.
Gentleman from Oklahoma has 12 and a half minutes. The gentlewoman from Connecticut has 7.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I just wanted to take a moment to address something my very good friend from New Jersey had to say about what's not in the bill. And again, as another speaker referenced,
this is procedural before the vote,
legislation
where you get to talk
what's in the bill, and don't worry about what's not in it. Make the judgment on what's there.
To try to persuade members.
Is, in this bill, we keep the government open. My friends favor
or
that.
Against the bill.
I hope they vote that way tonight. In this bill, we provide badly needed aid to Americans that are suffering in a disaster. I know my friends favor doing that. I hope they vote accordingly tonight. And as several of the speakers have mentioned, we provide much needed assistance to America's rural economy. So I hope my friends actually support that as well with a positive vote tonight. I also want to point out, and I speak now not as a Republican or a Democrat, but as an appropriator. I, for one, think these very good ideas some people have ought to generally move to the floor as separate bills. One of the reasons people distrust this institution is because we quite often pile things on bills that are totally unrelated. Everything that my friends on the other side and I negotiated in the appropriations area is actually in this bill and actually as negotiated. And I think it's unfortunate. And we do this on both sides. So I'm not trying to score political points here. As I said, I'm speaking as an appropriator. I hope we get back to doing what we should do, and that is move legislation through this body appropriately, as narrowly focused as possible.
Okay,
And
so
these
just
end of
turn
the
down the volume
year
just a
or
little
end
bit
of the
so that I can
session or
speak
just
and
before
I
breaks,
won't be competing.
massive
So just
bills.
turn down the audio just a
I
little
don't
bit,
think
please,
serve the
producer.
American people
So here's the
well.
thing,
I
and
don't
I
think they serve
agree,
this
casual observer, turn
institution
down a little
well.
bit more. I don't
I
want to
know
compete.
many of my friends
Thank you.
on the other side
So
actually agree with that. So
we
let's
need
get
younger
back
people
to
up there,
what
casual
we
observer. I
get
think we
back
need
to
people who represent all different
focusing on the jobs
demographics and all
we
different
need.
backgrounds and all different
We
age
have
groups.
no
You can turn
one
the pot the
more
sound down
important
just a
job
little bit more.
in
And
funding
all different age
justice,
groups,
helping
because
Americans in disaster,
everyone needs
establishing
to be
welfare with
represented.
a
And the
long-term
reason why
vision
young
for
people
rural America.
aren't participating a lot is because they feel that they're not represented
Should be dealt with
in
next year.
our government. And I understand that because there are a lot of older folks who are there, and representation does matter. That's why when people tell you that that it doesn't matter that what background someone comes from, whether they're a woman or what have you, it does matter because representation matters. People want to see people who look like them in positions of power, and so they have to vote them in. That's why I believe that sometimes that there should, I said it too, younger people are needed in Congress, as Norma Nomi Bremer. Let's just for a second, let's listen to what as they say, the gentlewoman from Connecticut has to say. Here it is.
That reflect the bipartisan and bicameral agreement on disaster relief. And I also might add, as the ranking member on appropriations, we came to agreement on moving forward on appropriations bills.
Okay, so we'll go back and then we'll talk. They're talking specifics about the bill, and what they're trying to do is to bring people on board with whatever provisions or whatever it is that they have in the bill that is important to them, and they don't want people to try to remove it, and they're explaining what is there. And so they're saying, hey, we need this, the appropriations, this, and this. Okay, emergency funding, emergency, all of these things. So that's what they're doing. So we'll keep an eye on that, and I'm going to walk you to, I've gone through this I can't say a million times, but so many times with the debt ceiling, with Obamacare, with war funding. Remember Obamacare, and then John McCain came at the last minute and did the thumbs down, which really ticked off Donald Trump, and he never, ever forgave him for that. Susie Q says these folks need to retire. I don't like to be an ageist, and that has gotten me into trouble before explaining that. But I don't like to be an ageist. I think that people of all different ages can be sharp and smart and should be active members of the working force, and that means in our politics as well. But you also need some young people. They need some fresh faces. They need some young blood. So there you go. So Angelina Knox says, my girl, I love her. She loves the Congresswoman from Connecticut. Don, you are right. Campaign finance reform, says Christine talks about. Sorry, I'm late. I was catnapping, says Mark Sandstrom. But Mark, you're here. We're watching this vote to see what is going on. Bernie, we're not going to talk about someone's looks. Bernie C is in there saying she looks ridiculous. Look, if she wants to have purple hair, that's her business. I don't know if that's what you're referring to, but everything else looks fine to me. The only thing that's unusual, I think, is the purple hair. But hey, let her do her. Don, you're right. I was wrong, says Diane Cox. Yes, QWERTY is the name of the key arrangement. ASDF JKL semicolon, that is the home row with G and H in the middle. And then the return on the end and the colon, the semicolon, the quotation marks. Okay. So Congress should mirror the census, says Veronica Wilson. Yes, but you'd have to vote people in for that. So she's talking about disaster funding, which we need. And that is why when I tell you, when you get the Viveks and all the folks who are out there saying, and this was there, and this was there, and why would they put this in there, and why is there pork? I'm sure there's some pork, but there are things that need to go in there so that the next 119th Congress can have their salaries, they can have their health care, they can do all of these things. They can provide for the things that they believe that they will need in the next Congress. And that's how it is done every year. And so when you have outside people, maybe they'll say, these outside folks saying, it doesn't need to be done that way, let's do it a different way. Maybe that's what they're saying. I want to show you what happens. And because I believe I like having people who are on, as I was getting to before they threw this picture up, these live pictures up. I like everyday people to interact on this channel, and I like hearing from everyday people. So as they're going through this whole procedural thing, explaining what's good, what's bad, please make sure you vote and keep my part of this. And this is why we're doing it this way. That's what's happening now before the actual vote. Okay. This is what one person on social media, it's a TikToker actually, says, what does a shutdown actually mean? Here it is.
The U.S. government might shut down at 12:01 a.m. on Sunday. What does that mean if you live and work in the D.C. area? The biggest effect is on federal employees, who could be furloughed, while essential employees who have to work wouldn't get paychecks until after the shutdown ends. Anyone applying for clinical trials, firearm permits, and passports could see delays. Previous government shutdowns also closed a number of D.C. institutions like the Smithsonian's and the National Zoo. National parks have stayed open, but visitor centers and bathrooms closed, and trash collection was paused. What exactly will happen this time is the multi-billion-dollar question, and it depends on the 12 appropriation bills the government has to pass every year by the funding deadline. Without a continuing resolution to keep the government running while they pass the bills, if Congress can't reach a deal on funding by the deadline, then the government ceases all non-essential functions for anything in the bills that haven't passed.
Okay, so that's what it would mean. There's also another woman that I want to show you, okay? And she is explaining how people and our government officials, many of them, don't understand how this is affecting the average everyday person. Watch.
Deeply disturbed and concerned about what's happening with this government shutdown, then you're not paying attention. And I said I wasn't going to speak on this. I tried so hard to refrain from speaking on this, but this is absolutely ridiculous. So you mean to tell me that funding that's supposed to go towards research for children with cancer, as well as funding that's supposed to go towards breast cancer and cervical cancer screenings and early detection are off the table? For what? Like, what possible reason? Actually, we know the answer to that. Women, children, low income, middle class, farmers, veterans, the elderly, and I might be leaving out a few groups, are all going to be continuously negatively impacted under this administration, all for the sake of making the rich richer. People need to be more upset about what's happening right now.
So she's not wrong. People need to be more upset. I shouldn't say people. I don't think people should be more upset about what's happening right now. I think people need to pay attention, because this isn't just about, the Trumps or the Elon or any of that. To make billionaires richer, says Kristen Thompson. That's, yes, true. But this is about these people, these senators and Congress people, you vote for them in your own hometown. And that is how you can take your power back, is by voting them in or out. If they just want to go along with the mob, who has no experience in politics or how our government works, then you can, on your local level, say, you're out. You're done. We don't want someone who's just going to go along with the cult leader because you want to own the libs or you want to make a political point. Work for us. Work for us. Now, I'm going to ask you guys, Jasmine Crockett. We had Jasmine Crockett booked to come on the show. And she texted me and said, hey, we have to go to caucus right now. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it. She's going to try to call in if she can. But she's handling her business. And so is Jasmine Crockett the energy that is needed right now? And please put up the picture of what's happening in Congress. We want to see it. We don't necessarily need to hear it right now until they start to vote. But I want to see what's going on. Is Jasmine Crockett the energy we need right now? Right? Let's listen to see what he has to say. He's often very interesting.
Gentleman yields. The chair wishes to express appreciation on behalf of the House to members for the tone and tenor of tonight's debate, and express appreciation to the staff on both sides of the House for working through these last 48 hours.
Marcus
Question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill 105545? Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative. The gentlewoman from Connecticut, for what purpose do you?
Mr. Speaker, I request the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 15-minute vote.
We got 15 minutes, y'all. Do you want to go that long? It's your Friday night. Here's the thing about this. You get to decide what do you want to? Because the votes are up there on your screen. There we see it. They're going to come in. They're coming in live. They're coming in hot. 30. Can I get a 35? Can I get 36? Can I get a 36? Can I get a 36? Yay, from Republican. Can I get a 37? Yes, got a 37 from Republican. Can I get a 38? Can I get a 30? 39. I'm just saying. I'm joking here. 39 Republicans. Yay. 5, no. 172, no vote yet. The Democrats, 211, no vote yet. A 15-minute vote. 14-17 remaining. Live on the House floor is what you're looking at. On a motion, they are voting to suspend the rules and pass. And so if they get past this, it's a done deal. If they don't, then we'll see what happens. But there we go. I wish I had a little cocktail here. A little tequila on the rocks would be great about now, because it is Friday night. If you're having a glass of wine, if you're having a beer, if you're having whatever, let me know, because I could use a cold one right now. I'm a grown man. Can I get 2,000? Can I get 2,000 likes? Can I get 2,000? I got 706 likes. I got 706 likes. I got 706 likes. I got thousands of people watching. I only have 700. Got 713 likes. I got 713. Can I get 700? Can I get 800? Can I get 800 likes? Can I get 800? Thank you. Whoever's in the chat said that. I like that. That's really funny. So this is your channel. This is our channel. We can do whatever we want here. We can do whatever we want. So I watched the show, just so you guys know, because I don't really know it. I watched the show on a YouTube, my old YouTube channel that I have. I think it's Don Lemon CNN. And you don't have to follow me there or whatever. But I watch it on that old channel just to see what things look like. And then also every once in a while I get to see the ads. I don't really even know I have no control over the ads, who advertises on the show, but I get to see it. And so sometimes I'll be talking and then an ad will pop in and I'm like, whoa, we got knocked off the air. And then I have to remember, it's like the old days, except you get to say, when I was at TV, you get to say, and we'll be right back. But then I can be in the middle of something really juicy and then all of a sudden, boom, an ad. But that's okay. Those ads keep us on the air. Vodka tonic, says Marilyn B. Marilov. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so let's put something up, because we've got, how many minutes? We got 12 minutes at least. I'm going to put up, do you guys want 2 minutes of Jasmine Crockett? 2 minutes of Jasmine Crockett as we continue to watch this. It'll only take 2. By the time we get back, it'll be 10 minutes. Here it is.
They lose 1 vote. If one person, because you have to have a majority, if it's 216 to 216, it fails. Let me tell you, this quote unquote mandate that MAGA thinks exists, it ain't going nowhere, right? Because they literally can't do the basics. We have passed the least amount of bills in this Congress because of the Republicans. And let me remind you, because you brought up the debt ceiling. Remember why the last speaker got kicked out? It was because he raised the debt ceiling, and all of it. And Trump was the one calling for his head. Now he's like, raise the debt ceiling. You know why? Because his Trump tax cuts, this old con that he has, right, that helps out all the billionaires that he's putting into his administration, or at least is hoping to put into his administration, those Trump tax cuts, they expire in 2025. Mind you, he is the only president we've ever had that in one term ran our debt up to $8 trillion. So he already knows he's about to run our debt up, so he doesn't want to have to deal with the debt ceiling. Instead, he wants us to do it. Listen, I ain't got no favors for you, Trump. When you get here, then yes, you will have the the House, the Senate, as well as the White House, and y'all can see if y'all can figure it out. But right now, I am not trying to shut down this government because let me tell you, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, when you are traveling over these holidays, you may end up with some problems because TSA is federal government, because those that are doing air traffic control to make sure that we're safe, that's federal government. If you are concerned about the border, let me tell you, that is also federal government officers. And so, yes, if you're concerned about our international security, guess what? Our military personnel will not get paid, all because you don't want to help out those that need help as relates to seniors. You don't want to help out farmers. You don't want to help out our veterans. These are the things that were in the bill. And for
So there you go. All right. And that's Jasmine Crockett. And I just want to know, and we can put the picture back up, my picture of the Congress. I think we have it back up. There we go. So look how good I am. I can do a little math. 10 minutes left right now in this vote. And the reason I ask is Jasmine Crockett, is that the energy that Democrats need right now? Is it the energy that people who aren't part of the MAGA cult, not just Democrats, because I'm not a Democrat, is that the energy people need? Put up the first of her tweets from today, because she has 0 F's to give. Look at her. Well, today, the House Republicans will decide who their master is. You can't serve two, says Jasmine Crockett. Look at that picture. Obviously, it's AI, but look at it. Is it the South African oligarch or the people that elected us? Time is ticking. Trump has made his decision. I mean, have you ever, a Democrat would not do that before because they'd be like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. She might get censured or get in trouble for it. But Jasmine Crockett is like, I don't care. I'm matching energy with energy, fire with fire. And when they go low, I go lower. When they go low, I go lower and smarter. Is that the energy that is needed right now? Do you agree with that? Even though it's an AI image, it is representative to some of what's happening. Another tweet from Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett says this in her tweet, very simply, period, in all caps, exclamation point. The puppeteer and the puppet. I got the Trump on a string, sitting on a rainbow. Got the ring around my finger. What a whirl. I got the Trump on a string, sitting on a ring. You guys know who that is. That is, I am doing my own rendition of Mr. Frank Sinatra. So there we go. That is what Jasmine Crockett is saying. Jasmine Crockett is basically saying that Donald Trump is Elon Musk's puppet. Again, I report, you decide. Don't think that I'm saying that. I'm reporting, you decide. Thank you for all who said that. So, I mean, what do you think? Is it right? Because we've been asking, who's the real president? Who's really in charge? Cam Moore, welcome. Welcome, Cam Moore, to the Lemon Nation. So glad that you are with us. Michael Bublé, too. Beth, okay, Beth, I love you. Michael Bublé is a newbie. I'm talking about old school, easy listening. Old school, Nelson Riddle Orchestra, arranged by who? Somebody at Capitol Records. That's what I'm talking about. Old school, people who could sing. Not imitators. I'm not saying that Michael Bublé is. I'm talking about the originators. I'm talking about the Frank Sinatras of the world. I'm talking about the Dean Martins of the world. I'm talking about the Nat King Coles, the Ella Fitzgeralds, the Sarah Vaughns, the Judy Garlands. I'm talking about those folks who did not need auto-tune. They were like, auto-tune, what is that? I am auto-tune. That's what I'm talking about. Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, the Rat Pack. Thank you. Thank you, Sam Cooke. Thank you, Tony Bennett. Amen. You guys are right. Right? That's what I'm talking about. The Sammy Davis Jr.'s of the world, Doris Day's of the world, Shirley Bassey, Shirley Horn, Sarah Vaughan, arranged by Quincy Jones. That's what I'm talking about. Music. People who, Perry Como, Anita O'Day. Oh my gosh, you guys, Anita O'Day, Carl Perkins, you're going back. You some Anita O'Day. You better try to know your music. Etta James, amen. So I'm talking about those folks who, when they opened their mouths, music came out, not auto-tune. They invented it. They invented it. That's what I'm talking about. We got 5 minutes left. Let's see what happens with this. They're voting now. They're on a motion, I should say, to suspend the rules and pass. To suspend the rules and pass. And so some folks are just not voting on it. Let's see what happens. These are no votes. I mean, not no votes. These are, no votes meaning not votes. No meaning have not voted yet. All right, Bing Crosby, Eric Brooks, I see you. Right on. Aretha Franklin. Yes, Aretha Franklin was a little bit later. Aretha Franklin was more soul to you guys are mentioned. Minnie Riperton, that's all. That's a different thing. Those aren't, you're talking soul. I'm talking Nancy Wilson, which is sort of easy listening, jazzy, back in that era, the 40s, 50s, 60s, 40s and 50s, really. Renee Glover, right? Yeah. Can I get 500 likes? East Coast Transplant says a hilarious East Coast Transplant. So again, we're waiting on the votes, and we're just having we're here just having a moment with our lemon heads as we wait on this vote to see what happens. And I'm just going to give it a little bit, because if they go through with this, if they on the motion to suspend the rules, then we'll see that will give us an indication of where we're going. Oh yeah, Dionne Warwick was definitely multi-crafter part of that smooth Dionne Warwick voice. Johnny Cash was country. It's a whole different thing. Yeah. Angela Winbush, whole different thing. That's soul. You're talking about soul. Smokey Robinson was a little more R&B. Della Reese, definitely Pam Pierce. Della Reese was back in the day. There you go. Tracy Odom, can you please school these youngsters on some Billy Eckstine? Thank you very much. Nina freaking Simone, Ariola Mamry. I get that. You're right on about that. Not Donna Summer, Dan Sabo. That's disco. Give me a break. Not that we don't love, we love, but that's disco. Not Barry White. Y'all are just, stop messing with me. Ray Charles was part of it as well. That was Ray Charles. Yes, right on. I don't see enough of thumbs up. Nancy Wilson, we mentioned it. Absolutely. Anita Baker Soul, different. Ella Fitzgerald. Thank you, Linda Richards. Okay, so let me just say this. Not Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline was country. Not Liza Minnelli, too young. Liza Minnelli's mother was something else. There was so much emotion in that woman's voice. Judy's voice, unbelievable. Do not sleep on her. Andy Williams, definitely Maureen. You're right. Peggy Lee. Yeah, Peggy Lee. Yes, Peggy Lee. Sorry, what's wrong with me? Abigail. Yes, absolutely Peggy Lee. Okay. So we are awaiting the vote. Let's see what happens. Not Linda Ronstadt, too young. No. Okay. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. What can we do in 2 minutes? I remember I'd be in makeup. Don, you got 2 minutes to the show. Let's go. And I would run to the studio and make it. And you never knew. Like nothing happened. Me putting the microphone on is the anchor in front of me was saying goodbye. Amen. You are right. Nicholas Camaro, Engelbert Humperdinck. Yeah, Dinah Shore, right on, Debbie. Dinah Shore as well. And Desi Arnaz, sort of. Desi was a little bit more of a Latin, sort of niche Latin. but definitely huge impact, especially with Lucy and the I Love Lucy show. I'm going to play some Ella Fitzgerald after the show. She'll quiet my anxious nerves about our country for a bit, says Clee. Clee, thank you. Here's the thing. Right about that. Whatever calms your anxious nerves, I just want you to know what's going on. And then you can go and do your thing. Go have you a cocktail. Go listen to some Bing Crosby, Kristen Thompson. Absolutely. Go listen to some Sam Cooke, Pamela Carter if you want. Go do it. If you want to listen to Tom Jones is not part of that generation. If you want to do that, Harry Belafonte, yes, Diane Cox. So if you guys want to do that, then go do it, and then go calm your mind and go into your weekend. Not Stephanie Mills. You guys are messing with me. Come on, Phyllis Evans, you know better than that. Stephanie Mills can sing her ass off, but she's not part of that generation. Cole Porter, yes, Diane Cox. Can you school him on this? Cole Porter, thank you. Not no Shirley Murdoch. Come on now. As we lay, we forgot about tomorrow. That was not just Mary J. Blige. That was Shirley Murdoch. Okay. Now, if you not, yeah. Dinah Washington, yes, we'll see. Okay. Oh, here we go. Time remaining 0. Let's pot it up and see what they have to say. Put up the sound. Let's listen.
There's no sound right now.
Yeah, I can hear them. But that's good. They'll come back up because people are, even though time remaining is 0, some people are still voting, and they give them a little bit of leeway. And so the speaker pro tem will come back up. Pro tem will come back up and talk about what they have to do in order to proceed and how they're going to proceed, because this was just a motion to suspend the rules and to just pass. So we are waiting here. How do you guys like my little memory lane? Back down memory lane. Do you guys remember that? Yeah, we're going down memory lane with the music, and we're schooling some people on music and on, pre-auto-tune. That's why you kids with your auto-tune and your chat GPT that everything does everything for you, and your cell phones where you can just say, hey, Siri, call blah, 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 and it'll do it. And before, you'd have to be like, what is, Old Bay season, not no Minnie Riperton. Minnie Riperton is not. I love Minnie Riperton. Nobody could do it. Didn't know I could get that high. Like Mariah. But Minnie Riperton invented that, but is not Minnie Riperton. I love her. Yeah. Can you guys believe I can still do that? Nicholas Camaro, thank you. Oh, and by the way, the don't think it went unnoticed this morning with the memberships. Some people were being so generous. So that is amazing. Stop it, Don, says Nita. Yeah, I wonder what would they call that? C what? Mariah, what would you call that? I did once, someone said Don can sing. Not really, I can't. But I did take music lessons or singing lessons for a little bit to get into. I got into the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. I don't know if you guys remember that. I did not go, but I got in. But I didn't go. So we're just waiting. And there's nothing, we're just talking here, as they say. We're just talking. What do y'all want to talk about? Don, you woke up my cat. I know. It was high. I'm sure my dogs are outside going, what the heck is going on? Yes, I got whistle notes. It passed? ? Let's see. So it looks like it's on its way to passing. They need 261. And they're at 253. And so some folks are still voting. I think they're allowing people to vote who may not. Maybe. But if that gets to 262, then I think it's a done deal right here, at least for this part. Look, correct me on the procedures. 261. Okay. And it's at so right, at least this motion will pass because what they need is the majority. Okay, so there we go. There we go. And let's see what the breaking is. Producers, make sure you, because again, this is a procedural. I'm not exactly sure what is going on. Let's see. Continuing resolution here. As we are looking, if you guys have anybody has any update for me, let me know. It's 293, 295. So there we go. Play some music. Look, you want me to play some music. Are you guys trying to get me kicked off of this platform? 299. Yeah, so it's good. We're good here. And so we're going to see what exactly what Dems save the day. Yeah, so they're up. They're good. We're over the threshold. You guys don't have to keep giving me numbers. It's great because once they get past 261, they're good. Not from Kurt Vonnegut. Freddie Mercury, no. Freddie Mercury's voice, yes. Not part of what we were talking about. But Freddie Mercury, amazing. So now they will vote on the bill. So here's the thing. We're a little bit behind, just that, because it's streaming, it's a little bit behind. So it appears there will be no shutdown. This is just a motion to suspend the rules. And yeah, there is a lag on this. So it's currently 308. But if Dems are voting for this, then they're going to vote for the bill. So if this is what I said, this is going to be an indication to you as to what would happen. So let me just tell you this, okay? I'm here to help you. I'm here to say, here I come to save the day. Now, who knows who that is? Here I come to save the day. Anybody? Anyone? I'm going to wait. I'm not going to tell you who that is. You guys know what that is. So what that will mean is if they're voting for this, they're going to vote for the continuing resolution. And so, you know what? Then you can go have your Friday night, right? So you guys know what that is? Here I come to save the day. Isn't that Mighty Mouse? Kurt Vonnegut. Yes, it is Mighty Mouse. I love it for people who know some things. So I'm going to save your day. I'm going to save your Friday evening. Okay. There's going to be no shutdown. So you shut your notifications off, shut your TV off. You want to continue to watch some Don Lemon on the YouTube or on the TikTok or on the wherever you want to watch, on the Instagram, on the Facebook, on whatever you want to go and start scrolling and check out our content. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the screen and hit the hearts. You don't have to sit around. So say, hey, emergency interruptions from broadcast news, emergency interruptions from cable news, emergency whatever. Good night, y'all. I'm going to go light my fire. I'm going to go tweak up my Christmas tree. I'm going to go put another ribbon bow on my wreath. I'm going to go cook something. Oh, God, did you guys get my producers? Did you get my my update photographs? Nikki, did you guys
Yes, we did.
Okay. So you guys want updates. I'm not sure. Everyone is Gus. So we have a Gus date. Well, can we call it a Gus date? I have a Gus date. I love that you guys. Oh, maybe you guys don't want. You guys want a Gus date? No, you don't. Do you guys want to know what's going on with Gus? Do you guys want a Gus date? You want a Gus update? Okay. If you want it, I will give you update on Gus. What should we show? The video first? What do you think, Nikki?
Yeah, we can show the video. I've got it here.
Okay, so guys, I mean, Gus is still really sick, but he has a lot. Remember, I told you that he was hyperventilating and he was could barely hold up or whatever. So Gus has pneumonia, okay, and he has a cough, and he has a collapsing trachea. I'm just going to be very honest with you guys. You guys, I'm sure lots of you have been here before. It's really sad. He's really in ICU. He's out of the oxygen tent, but he is getting intravenous things, and he's got like a little stent on his front left paw. So I went to see him, and they brought him in to see us. We went to visit during visiting hours. Here it is.
Gussie. course, he has to start coughing the second I open the door.
Gussie. Oh.
Oh, my
How
baby.
are you?
Oh.
Say hi. Hi, bud. Hi. Was he coughing, or is he?
He honestly wasn't coughing on the walk over here, so there he goes. Okay.
Hi, sweetie. Hi.
Sorry,
Oh,
I'll
he's
go
got.
back into that oxygen
No,
box.
he's not in oxygen.
Oh, so he's
yeah.
just in another.
What's this for?
Yeah, that's his IV catheter. So he's currently getting both IV fluids as well as his antibiotics and a couple other things IV. So that's kind of where his IV catheter is.
Does he seem stronger or no?
I think so, but I also only met him today, but he certainly does not, he has a lot of personality already. He's a spunky guy, so I think he's feeling okay. What do you think, bud?
Oh.
Hi, baby. You need a bath.
Ugh.
You can't do it right now.
I'm Dr. Luo. Nice to
Hi,
meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Hi. I'm one of the doctors.
Okay, so that is, then we have a couple pictures that you guys want to put it up, but that's my baby. Oh, so that's us, and we have to leave Gus, and we can't go visit him until tomorrow, until they call us back. So, They really are your babies, right? They're like a part of your family. And Gus and I, like we had a rough start, but he's been sleeping with me a lot, sleeping with Tim a lot. He loves Tim. Tim is the one that actually rescued him, that went to foster him. And how long does it take you to get a picture up, Nikki? Does it take you a long time?
It doesn't take us too long.
I want to get this picture up before we go. Remember I told you this morning that I had the actual, when Tim went to get him.
Yeah, send it over. We'll convert it and get it in the system.
I don't know if I can find it because it was so long ago. Let me see if I can find it. Just on all the pictures. Poor Gussie. He's by himself. I asked him if he had any friends in there, and they said not yet. Okay, so I'm going to send it to you. Here it is. So there was an article in the newspaper when Tim went to get him. And I'll send it to you. There it is. You can let me know. So anyway, there's Gussie. And then do we have any other pictures of him? No. Did you take some of the close-ups of him? No. Oh, there he is with his little stint in his paw. And the thing is, so Gus doesn't always look this scrappy and scruffy. So when we took him to the vet originally, they weren't sure what he had, an infection. He had like an ear infection or whatever. So they put some stuff in his ear and they said, you cannot wash him for at least a week or two or something, because they put this stuff in his ears. And so we didn't wash him. We didn't groom him. And then as it turns out, he has pneumonia. So we can't groom him, whatever. So Gus is kind of dirty, but I don't care. Like his eyes, because of he's sick, is, he can barely open his eyes because they're honestly wet and they're a little crusty or whatever. So in there, I was trying to wipe his eyes, with the eye wipe or whatever that they gave me. And he was like, arr, and he wouldn't. And you know what? I was happy that I was doing that, because then it showed me that he's like his old self, and his old self is like, dude, don't touch me. So, yeah. So we are hoping that, and praying. Anyway, I'll just give you one more update and I'll show you as soon as they get it up. This is like when we first got, this is the first day when Tim got Gus. This is really Tim, because I had no idea. And then I was like, Tim, are you crazy? Why did you go and get another dog, especially a 10-year-old dog as a senior? But he did. And then after the whole foster period during COVID, when it was time to send him back, they were like, for fostering, I'm like, are we really going to send this dog back? Like, that's kind of tough, because he was just supposed to be a foster. One more for the Gus date as soon as we get it up. One more for the Gus date. Yeah. Here we go. So there it is. Put it full screen if you can. So that is back in the day, and I think that was like maybe April or something of 2020 when COVID was happening. And it says, Tim Malone and his dogs meet with trainer Veronica Grisbowski and Gus, a 10-year-old poodle, at the Southampton Animal Shelter on Friday as part of the roadside adoption foster program. So, oh my God, Tim, that was my old car from like 2006. This is an old Mercedes that would not die. It was a tank. And, but it was terrible in the snow. And so Boomer and Barkley and Tim are meeting Gus for the same time. They put Gus in the car. Away he went from the shelter and never went back. And he's going to come home with us, right? He's going to be back home. Okay. So there you go, guys. Thank you for caring. I know it's a little weird. You guys probably think I'm so weird that I'm giving you an update and I'm crying about my doggy on there, but I don't really give a fuck. Pause up for Gus. Okay? So, guys, I'm going to save your weekend. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to go through all their shenanigans. They're going to be all over cable news tonight talking about this, blah, 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 but basically all of this for what? Nothing. I think someone said at the last minute they're going to come together and they're going to pass into just drama. And whoever it was in the chat that said that earlier, you're exactly right. And basically, you know what? You want to know the honest truth. Here's the honest truth. You could have ignored all of this. That's the whole point. When I say deal with things that you can control, within your control, you could have ignored all of this. But what you need to pay attention to is who are the folks who are serving you? When is it time for you to vote for or against them? When is it time for you to call their offices or contact them? Do you know what I'm saying? So, and the people who just ignored all of this and said, I'm going about my business, I'm paying attention to what's in my life, you were smart AF. So that's it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. I want you to have a fantastic weekend. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for the memberships. Keep them coming. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, the like, or whatever. Thank you so much. If you're on TikTok, not to worry. I'm going to go back to having my TikTok conversations with you as well. We were just testing something, putting the TikTok on the main feed here to see how that played. Not sure if we really like it on the main feed because I like being able just to go over to TikTok and say, hey, what are you doing TikTok? And then having personal conversations with them. So we may go back to that. Let me know what you think. And shout out. I was out shooting in New York City yesterday and today. So many people, now people, guess what they call me? They just call me CNN. I would just be walking down the street. They go CNN. Now they go TikTok guy. I watch you every morning on TikTok while I'm getting dressed. I watch your things on TikTok. There was a couple from Nashville who said we got engaged in New York City yesterday, Don. And they were just walking around. The guy was like, I put the ring on. She goes, I love watching you on TikTok. We talked about everything from drones to Luigi to everything. And then she asked me if I would. Well, I said, you know what? I'll be your, I will, what do you call it at your wedding? I'll be the officiant at your wedding. And she said, sure. She goes, do I have to fly you first class? And I said, hell yeah, you do. Rudy Red, welcome to the Lemon Nation. Jason Carney, thank you so much. Was Gus named after the music group? I don't know. We didn't name Gus. I've told this story many times or a number of times here. The only name that we kept from the shelter was Gus because we really liked that name. One of them was Martin and the other one was, I forget, was Martin and something. So we changed to Boomer and Barkley. I think Barkley was Martin. I forget what Boomer was. Hey, Tim, what was Boomer again? Pierre. That's a good name. Boomer was Pierre. So that's my little family. I love this family of ours, Shauna Foberg, and I love this family of mine as well. Okay, guys, have a great weekend. Maybe I'll see you over the weekend. If so, you'll get an alert. Okay? Enjoy, and I'll give you some Gus dates. Let me know if you want it. Okay. Bye, guys. See you. Thank you. Merry Christmas. We are thrilled to have you as one of our watchers. So thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button as well. And that way you can be notified about all of our new content. There's plenty of it for you. We're live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop more videos at 2 p.m. Eastern and at 5 p.m. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon Nation, of the Lemon community. Members receive access to special community posts, exclusive content, and live shows. So just head right over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.